Oh, hey, what am I saying? I'm about to do a show. We're gonna show out for Kim. He's gonna get his life, but Annabelle's really gonna get her life. Why? Because finally she's gonna see her suit worn in Paris. By the one and only Lucy. So, you know what I mean? Let's go. Let's see what's happening. Let's go in and let's see the results. Finally, we finally see this suit come alive.
It's good, isn't it?
Can I see the back?
Yeah.
Wow, this is great.
Isn't
Look
it?
for branding. Very
It's
important.
really subtle.
Really subtle, but it really, really works.
Yeah, I like it. I really like it. We've got this as well, which is amazing.
Wow.
And this detail, which I love. I've never ever worn pants with this. So if you've eaten too much at lunch, but then it just goes into the pocket, so there's no like excess, and then you clip it over.
Great.
Isn't that good?
It's also good for that time of the month for a girl.
Absolutely.
Yeah. When she's going through it.
Absolutely, it is.
What does it look like buttoned? How does it fit you buttoned? This really
It looks pretty good, I have to say. I think she got the sleeve length perfect. I love this like slightly, there we go.
I guess, you know what it is? It's just so exciting to now be in Paris a day before the show, where she can, really feel comfortable with the fact that she can actually wear the suit.
I can wear it and I can work in it. I can move. I don't need to scrunch my sleeves up because they're too long, which is always the case because I've got short arms. I can move. I can wear flats. I don't need to wear a heel, which is really nice.
Which is really nice, but if you wore a heel,
it would look fucking
great. Because Paris, after the show, sometimes there's cocktails, there's drinks, and flirtation, whatever comes next.
Absolutely,
always good, especially in Paris. I just think after all the time that we spent working on it and going to Savile Row and all the extra bits that we've put into this mentally, really, really comes alive when you actually see a woman wearing it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I'm just really excited to be a part of this. I mean,
Same.
How do you feel about someone actually making a suit for you outside of Kim Jones?
I have loved everything about it. Like you've had such a clear vision of what you wanted to do and having the conversation of what we all want from tailoring. And I have to tell you, I've never worn a suit. I wear jackets a lot, as you know, but I've never worn a full suit. I've never wanted to. I love it. It feels so good. This is the first day that I'm actually wearing it as a suit, not just chucking the jacket on over something. And it's really good as a suit. It really is. It feels casual enough. Yeah. But then I feel great. I was looking at everybody this morning when I came into work, and everyone's so scruffy. And I'm wearing this just sublime, clean, perfectly cut thing. Yeah. And there's nothing like overly fancy about it. It's just a pair of pants and a jacket with a t-shirt underneath, but I feel really good in it.
That's great.
I feel that's a really good explanation of luxury. Yeah. And you could wear it again and again and again, and it will always feel amazing when you put it on. I mean, how you feel about all this?
I feel like it's the suit that was always missing for the woman. The pocket detailing on the back as well.
It's really nice. Yeah, this whole
this functional pocket here as well.
It's really good.
It's something that I often wear when I'm in a workshop as well. Yeah, or every day. So I kind of really wanted to fuse the two together. Make a functional suit, basically.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
it's great, and you don't need to have a huge handbag.
No.
She got pockets.
Oh, really?
So I can put my phone in there. And because the jacket's quite boxy and it just sort of hangs under the bust, so it doesn't destroy the line of a jacket, whereas you normally when a man wears a jacket, flatter chest, so it destroys that whole line in the front.
Exactly.
This doesn't matter.
No.
It's a really easy thing to wear. And it's kind of full circle, right? This coming back to Paris, the fabric came from here. It was and your journey started with us during the scholarship, the sponsorship. It's kind of a nice moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And how do you feel about the process, how it slowed down, and then the memory that lives in the suit now?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Every time that I put this on, I'm going to have those memories of us all in Antonia's workshop talking about it and how I felt. Like this is the first pair of pants that I've ever put on that fits me perfectly. That never happens. We've talked about this a lot, especially when you've got like a bigger bum and a small waist. Like you always have that gap at the back. They feel so easy. Like I'm always going to wear these pants.
Yeah.
And that's really not nothing.
It's also great because we're able to use the same fabric as Dior.
Yeah.
Like that for me is like the answer to anyone that wants to do tailoring.
Yeah.
If they have the chance to use such a great luxury fabric. There's no telling where they can go after that.
Absolutely.
Totally.
And it's a great, I guess, a start to where you really want to be.
Yeah.
And hopefully it is in the luxury market.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you feel about that?
I think as a designer and a young designer, it definitely creates a different platform being able to access fabric like this, because this sort of fabric you can't buy.
Yeah.
And the buttons, actually, can we talk about the buttons? I think if we get like a zoomed in. So these, basically they're custom buttons that I made.
What are they made out of?
They're aluminium poured. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. But I just felt it was really important to make my own buttons. Yeah.
So really
That's also a great start to branding. I mean,
yes.
a lot of people don't understand the importance of it. And
Yeah.
I remember when I first saw a Gautier suit on someone, I looked for that thing in the back. And, you know, when you have that, you will spend the money on it.
Yeah.
Because everybody wants to know what you're wearing.
Yep.
So I think branding is.
But it's not obvious branding, which I really like. It's not like you've written your name in huge letters across anything. It's just this really nice detail here and the little metal plaque on the back. It's really nice, subtle branding. Branding, like, it's not an easy thing.
It's the hardest thing to do.
And it has to make sense to you, which you have done here, because it's metal, which is your thing. And it's this whole sort of 3D world, which makes sense. It's like an authentic thing, which is, you know.
I would like to know what you would be able to say to people who are watching this, how you feel about the project, and what do you feel that the end result can be, or should be? Or what do you like it to be?
I think for me, it's the importance of highlighting women in the fashion industry. We're still not there yet. And it's quite sad to be saying that in the year that we're in. We are living in a man's world, and that's a problem for all of us. We're not getting paid the same, as we've spoken about before. But obviously it has an effect when all of these men are at the top, because it means that we can't rise in the same way.
Hopefully it's changing.
Hopefully, but I think it takes projects like this. And that's also why I didn't do a collection all at once, because it's about slowing things down and actually having the conversations around the product. That's worthwhile, rather than a fashion show for me at the moment.
Well, you're interested in creating something that lasts as well, aren't you? Like that's kind of what's been so nice about this process, taken away from, like, out of the industry, like the normal stuff that we do. It's just talking about one outfit in this fabric with these details, made with one person. How nice is that? Like, rather than just making a collection for the sake of, you know, filling up a show of 30 looks, for example, to make it worthwhile. You're just making one thing really well that I'm going to have forever. And that's something that we don't really, like, people don't really attach importance to anymore. You know, you go to, you know, a high street place or some throwaway brand and just buy a load of stuff, wear it once or not even, or buy something for a fancy dress party, never use it again. And then where is it? It just goes into landfill.
Exactly.
This is never going to end up in landfill, you know? That's kind of an important thing to talk about. Like you said, slowing it down.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I think it is about building new systems as well, because you have high street and then you have high end, and a lot of people can't afford high end. So I think it's about people also changing consumer behavior within the middle point. So they're buying less, but they're understanding what they're buying. You know, people work really hard for their money, and I think a lot of the time I get it disheartened as a designer when I see people. I mean, my mum, for example, when she buys stuff from the high street, she always feels like she's the problem as a woman, because, you know, the trousers don't fit or the jacket. And then when you wash them, they get worse. And then you throw them away. And then you buy more. So I don't really understand that. And we can't all buy Dior, for example. You know, growing up, my family don't own anything Dior. I mean,
Same.
I don't either. Like, I think, you know, so... I think we have a responsibility for that. I also want to add, you know, ego kills in fashion. It's not all about me. I never want it to be all about me. It's about me and the conversation around me, you know? So I feel like with this project, I've done my job now. But if I'd done a collection, it's just too noisy.
You've made a really good product that works. And you've really considered it and thought about it. And I'm not an easy person to please, as you can imagine. But you've made a really good product that works. It's not necessarily about fashion. For me, it's something that's more than fashion.
Yeah.
It's a really good product. That's you know, the end of it. It doesn't, everything in fashion doesn't need to be a show, like you said. It doesn't need to be a big extravaganza. It can just be something good that does what it says it's going to do.
Yeah, exactly. And also, fashion should benefit people's lives as well. You know, you live in your clothing, it's armor.
Yeah.
And it's just so important to remember that as well. I often think a lot of us don't. So yeah.
Also wanted to add that you're offering a woman what a man gets offered all the time.
Yes. Yeah.
And a woman doesn't. She's told she has to show her body a lot more in order to be exciting and to, you know, to be attractive. Where now you're offering a woman the same helmet that a man wears. You know, for me, hold that. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's go. We can do this too. We have the same type of jobs. We have the same type of responsibility. So it's good for us to also have the sustainability of great suits. Because when you walk in a room with a suit as a woman, they cannot test you.
No.
They have to pay attention, they have to respect, and they have to honor your space.
Because
I think a suit represents that. I know
it does.
Even though we're in the fashion world, we're also in the corporate world because we're in the world of money. And more women need that backup. And we just haven't been offered it enough.
No.
We're offered in a way where it's still very short, so you see the legs, or it's too long, so you can't see their body. What about seeing the body very well in the perfect suit, just like the man you have that meeting with, just like that man you're in competition for a job with. So, you know, the party is now really going to start when women start understanding the importance of the best suit they can have.
Totally.
Yeah, completely. Between a man looking at a woman as an object to put something on, and a woman talking to another woman about what they want. You know, that's the biggest difference. It's
also what they need.
And what they need. And how they want to feel. That's one of the first things that you asked me. And I remember putting one of those jackets that I had on you, and you just felt awful. And the other one, you were like, oh, okay. And a good suit on a man can change his posture, can change everything. And why can't it do the same for us? Like, I want to stand up straight. I want to be like, look at me in my fancy suit.
That's why women have to make suits for women.
Absolutely.
Because we know how to feel power.
Completely.
Totally. But also crossing over, because I wear a lot of menswear as well. And I know a lot of my friends do as well. And it's like, there's a reason for that. Like, their trousers are cut nicer. But they cut them in a way that are still for men. So we can't buy all of them. You know, women do have hips. So let's just add that in. You know?
Well, I think historically menswear comes from military wear, right? So it's all about function. They've got pockets because they needed to put certain things in certain places. Women's wear doesn't come from that same function. It's about making a woman look beautiful to who? You know, so looking at men's it's more about the function of the clothing as a product, not just about how it makes a person look.
Yeah, and conforming. Because if you were to walk in a room in a different suit to this one, you would feel like, I mean, for myself, I feel like I'm conforming. I feel so much smaller as well. Because there's been times when I've been in industry as well in the past or in certain spaces, and I didn't quite understand that it was what I was wearing that made that feel that way, because I felt like I had to conform and look like all of the other girls at the company, you know. But I wasn't ever one of them girls, and I never wanted to be either. So, I guess it's like going back to that and fixing what I felt was wrong.
Thank you, Lucy, so much for being a part of this project. It means so much to us for, you know, being involved in working with you, Kim Jones Studio, and Dior. And hopefully, Annabelle, we will see something really, really tangible in the near future for you.